What's up, y'all? It's Ryan Martell here. This is the Blu-ray DVD haul, VHS haul too, because I got one tape for October 2022. First off, one of my favorite movies of the year, X, Ty West, starring Mia Goth and Jenna Ortega and Kid Cudi and God knows a whole bunch of awesome people. Brittany Snow. This movie lived up to every expectation I had of it. I was looking for a movie that was going to be a crossover between like an artsy horror movie and a slasher, and that's pretty much what it was. I mean, it was more slasher, which is great for me, than it was art film. So I love slashers, so that's like my wheelhouse. And then when I was at Tiny Terror, Bobby Knipe Jr. had copies. He had special cuts of both Intinction and Mom and Pop, so I picked those up. Intinction, this is a special recorded off TV version of the movie where it looks like it's recorded off of the TV onto a VHS tape with the little commercial cuts in between and stuff. Really cool looking. And then Mom and Pop here, the documentary Mom and Pop, the boom of indie video stores in the 80s and 90s. This is just the director's DIY edition. It doesn't have there's 15 minutes of footage that they're adding to it for distribution and whatnot, which I'll get that too. But I wanted to have this one just because I'm in that, and it's always cool to have something that's a little bit limited, a little bit special like that. Also, while I was at Tiny Terror, I picked up this Cop and a Half. I used to have this on VHS. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but it just, I guess, disappeared off the face of the earth. But now I got it again for $2 from Bobby. He was trying to clear out his yard sale leftovers. Another one of my favorites of the year, Everything Everywhere All at Once. A24 was really knocking it out of the park this year. They've got 4 of my top 10 movies of the year, and this is definitely one of them. If you want to know where it falls on that list, you can listen to the podcast when we do that episode. Scream 5. Sorry about the belching. Some people didn't like this. I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed pretty much everything about it. There was one thing I didn't like, but, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad enough for me to hate the entire movie. Hot Nurses. This is a vintage X-rated film starring Mr. John Holmes. I don't want to get too close to the camera because I might get in trouble with YouTube. But I bought this from the director of the Amityville Vibrator, Nathan Rumler. I bought the rest of these, came from him actually. Sandman, stylized S ampersand man. This one's a good one. I don't want to ruin it for you and tell you what it's about because it's better to go into it blind. But check this one out for sure. It is intense and it's also very fun. But yeah, it's definitely something you don't want to know much about before you go in and watch it. Emmanuel in America. This is from the Single M Emmanuel series. And I've heard some really fucked up shit about this movie. Some really weird shit goes on. I can't really get too in depth about that though. But this is something I've been kind of curious about for a while, and I just finally picked it up from him because it was $2, I think is what he was asking for it. Embrace of the Vampire. I have the newer version, the newer remake of this, and they're erotic vampire movies basically, and this one's got Alyssa Milano in it, and who doesn't have a crush on Alyssa Milano from the 90s? Incident in a Ghostland. Another really messed up movie. This is the same director as Martyrs. And this one's not quite as fucked up as Martyrs. It's a little bit more tame and palatable than Martyrs, but it's still a really fucking good movie. And then, last but not least, Frontiers. This is one of the After Dark Horror Fest 8 films to die for. It's another French movie. It's a French extreme horror action kind of movie. And yeah, it's got a nice little slipcover on it. That's cool. So yeah, that's my haul for this month. I pre-ordered Pearl, but that's not going to get here for a while, so I just went ahead and said I'll go ahead and do this video. I haven't seen Pearl yet, so I'm looking forward to hopefully not regretting that decision to pre-order the Blu-ray, which I'm sure I was going to buy it, whether I really loved it or not, because, you know, if you've got one movie in the franchise, you kind of have to have them all. Just makes sense, right? I know, yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and as always, make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a comment, let me know what you want to see in upcoming videos, give me franchise ranking suggestions, give me different kind of content you want to see, just give me overall suggestions and comments for sure, because I like that, and I think feedback is very necessary for me at this point in the YouTube video game. So yeah, thanks again. Now let's watch some fucking movies.